go, Becca. Let's have fun. Toss some snot. He's nervous as I am. Here we go.
Hello everybody, we are just about to get started with our first runner of our Tier 2 World Ninja League Regionals competition. Welcome, I'm Becca. I'll be your guide today for the competition. And we are going to be kicking this off with Arlo Taylor starting shortly. Let's see if we can get you some stats going here. Okay, it looks like we are ready to go. We are starting out with a speed course, which is a 45-second course consisting of a set of obstacles, and Arlo is off. Obstacle number 1, spinners completed. Very nice. An excellent swing through. Arlo's got Coach Shaden on his sideline helping him out. Okay, on our speed course today we have flow course rules. So you'll notice he's got a red dash up there under the timer. He did not complete that obstacle, and with our flow course rules it is one and done style. So when an athlete fails an obstacle, they do not get to continue to gain points, but they can continue to the end of their time cap, and he did make it to the end there. That was awesome. Great work, Arlo. Okay, we're just getting in our groove here. We have our next athlete loaded in, Chase. Okay. Chase getting some words of wisdom from Coach Shaden there, and he's off. 45 seconds is ticking down. Made it through that first spinner obstacle, on to swinging in. Excellent timing on that. Good landing on the platform. Looks like a little slip on the wedge, but doing okay. All right, and those wobbly steps took another athlete. They're just a little bit tricky. Move under your foot. Difficult to get those to line up. But he is continuing to try all these obstacles. All right, good save from Coach Shaden, and still gonna run to that buzzer. Nice job, Chase. Okay, let's take a look at our run order here. Here we go. Excellent. After Chase, we have Caitlin, a former Life Force team member. She's moved on to some other sports, but is back for this competition, and she is on. Nice jump and confidence on that ring swing. Moving through the blocks there. Awesome. Made quick work of those wobbly steps, and around the corner. She has 4 points so far, and working on point number 5, which is called around the corner. And she is into the final obstacle with the time ticking down. Oh, very nice. And that was excellent. Our first full clear of the day. Oh, I am mistaken. She was very close on that full clear. However, I just heard from the ref that her back foot touched the ground a tiny bit. We may have actually seen that on the camera through the truss there. It was a little bit tough to see, but she did not quite get that last point. Still an awesome run from Caitlin. Next up, we will have David. David has been on our team since summer of last year, but has been doing classes for a little bit longer. We have an athlete questionnaire, so we get to learn a little bit more about these athletes. He said that he loves laches and balance beams, two very different obstacles. Let's take us back here to camera one so we can see David starting this course. Very strong. Awesome. Springing right through to the next obstacle. Since this is a speed course and they only have 45 seconds, they are really thinking about moving through each obstacle and the transitions between obstacles. And David's doing a great job, not pausing much between, if at all. Taking an extra swing to make sure he's there. And he'll need a big, quick jump. Fantastic, and just right in the nick of time. All right, I just wanted to double check with the ref, but that was a full clear for David. Fantastic work. You'll notice our little heart eyes emoji here. We have a little bit of an emoji theme going on, sort of by accident, but one of our obstacles features a set of faces, and you'll see more of those when we get to our challenge course, after we run the speed courses. Finn is getting ready here to start his speed course. From Chilliwack, BC. He trains at Elite Ninja Development. He's got Coach Shaden on his sideline helping him out. Nice. We're seeing a lot of good success and strength on that ring swing this afternoon. And he's coming into those wobbly steps. We've seen this be a tricky one for a couple of athletes. Very nice. You may have noticed that he skipped that wedge on the side. As long as athletes touch the start and finish platform, they get that point, and that was fantastic. Another full clear. Great job, Finn. Okay, we're getting our next athlete ready to go. Nora trains out of Skyhook in the Tigard, Oregon area near Portland. Very nice. She's moving with some great intention. You'll notice she's not pausing much in between these obstacles on the start and finish, and she is very confident on those wobbly steps. Around the corner, jumping in. And straight to that TikTok. Extra swing and a big jump. Nice job. A full clear for Nora. Nicely done. All right. We have a few more athletes run. We can check in with our leaderboard to see where things are standing. We have Elliot starting out here, also a Skyhook Ninja athlete. Excellent. She made that ring swing happen. That was awesome. Got some affirmations from Coach Gavin as she's going along. And nice, and right through the wobblies. She's got a good 10 seconds left. Oh my gosh, that went very quickly. She was on and off that tic-tac. That was awesome. 32 seconds and 93 hundredths. And we can take a quick look. Let's check in with our leaderboard so far. There's our leaderboard. We have Nora, Elliot, and Caitlin. We are getting ready to start Reagan. We are doing a little troubleshooting here. We're seeing Elliot's name at the bottom, but Reagan's picture. So we're going to get this all sorted out.
It might.
Just give us a second
populate
here.
once we start, but oh, there it goes.
Okay, looks like we are all set. Thank you for bearing with us. We have Reagan Irwin on the start. She's been training ninja with us over here at Life Force for 2 years. Excellent grab on the ring swing. Let's see how she approaches these wobblies. Nice and confidently. The trick on those is really to just point your hips where you want to go and keep moving forwards. Very nice. She's making great time. Oh, yes! Jump into the tic-tac and go right away. That was awesome. That was a very smooth and fast run. Full clear for Reagan. Great job. Well, we're getting some funny faces from Adrian. Some chicken dance going on. Adrian has been training with us over here at Life Force for about, looks like, just shy of a year. But he's been coming to the gym for quite a bit longer than that. We see that a lot with athletes where they train casually, take classes to open gyms, and then they get really into it. So Adrian is one of those. It looks like he is pretty excited to get going here. We are just waiting on some course resets, it looks like, but we'll be starting very shortly. And we can check in with our leaderboard after that run there. That put Reagan into second place. You can see our times are pretty tight here for the kids female on the flow course on the speed course here. And that is pretty awesome. Once we get into the challenge course, athletes will be presented with a bit of a longer course run with some more technical and challenging obstacles. And our scoring for this event will combine their placement from both courses, both the speed and the challenge course. Alright, we have some more style from Adrian in his photo down there on the bottom of the screen. He was bringing a fun, positive attitude to ninja. Very nice. I believe we're into our mature kids male group here, as evidenced by this little bit of a different approach to that obstacle. There are a few changes between the kids and mature kids divisions. Nice big jump right to that landing platform and the buzzer for Adrian. Nice work. We are having some great success today. A good number of full clears. Let's back up here real quick to the kids leaderboard just so we can see where we landed there. We are getting started with Oliver here, so we will take a look at some more leaderboards in a moment. Oliver, an athlete from Skyhook Ninja in Portland, has competed up here at Life Force before. Nice job. Headed up onto the platforms there. This obstacle is a little different than our obstacle for the kids division. They have a little more challenge. That was a really good catch. He's going to reach back to make sure he's steady and pointed in the direction he wants to go. Coming into that ring slider. This is some really good staying calm problem solving. Oh, nice try. That was some really good perseverance on that. Nice job, Oliver. Okay, let's check in with the Mature Kids male leaderboard. We'll see where we're at. Okay. Excellent. Okay, we have another Life Force athlete coming up here. Milo. Very nice. What a smooth start. Confident on his feet on those big blocks. Excellent. Well, he's coming back. It looks like he's going to redo this. Well, not really redo, but take another approach. He really went for it, didn't quite make that landing there, but a nice run from Milo. Alright, we're going to check the camera here. Oh, perfect. We just had a little blip earlier, but it looks like both of our cameras are on. Apologies, that was the wrong run order, but it looks like we are set with the correct one. Delta is next, followed by Emmy. Alright, and she's on. Good strong start. Looks like she has a plan. Nice! Delta's been taking classes here at Life Force for quite a while, doing some parkour and some ninja classes. She's brought her confidence today. She is doing awesome. She's got 10 seconds to finish this course. She'll need to be efficient on this TikTok, meaning that she jumps on. She can maybe take one extra swing. That's all right. She did so awesome, made her way almost all the way through the course. We have Emmy from Skyhook. Getting ready to start on the spinners. Here she goes. So this is a little bit of a different angle than we had. It's nice to see just a little bit of a different angle on that obstacle there. We have Tracy on the camera today. Thank you, Tracy. Notice she's generating some momentum and using her legs to help her get her momentum and direction. That was a nice pull. very close. It looks like just a little bit off the angle. These rings are tricky that way with the way they're rigged. Very close. Nice job. Good perseverance on that one, Emmy. We have Miko on course, one of our Life Force athletes. Excellent. Looks like some good planning on this course for Miko. Knows exactly where they want to go. Only been doing Ninja about 8 months. Very nice, Miko. Again, we're seeing athletes get here with time for maybe about one swing. Oh, so close. That looked like such a close call. You can see the ref was right down there looking like the heels maybe touched the ground there. That is a tough one. Sometimes you just got to go for it. That was awesome. Oliver is just through the first obstacle there. A Life Force Ninja athlete. That was some great core control. You'll notice his legs were way off the ground on that ring swing. Just a little bit of an up and down here. They have those platforms and the mini tramp to help them, because otherwise that is a pretty big jump across those platforms. Oliver is known for his extra strong single arm strength there, making good use of that on the rings. He's going to need to cook a little bit here, but he is, oh my gosh, doing awesome. You just got to go for it sometimes, and that was a really good push. Nice job, Oliver. Here comes Izzy onto the spinners. A Life Force Ninja athlete. Been training with us for quite a while. First season competing, I believe. Already has plans to make the trip out to Worlds this year. We do have a number of athletes who qualified through season standings. A lot of our Tier 2. This is our first season running the Tier 2 group. Oh, Izzy is doing awesome here. And we are so excited. We have just over 20 athletes here today for the Tier 2 competition, the regional. Oh, she was going to go for it on that TikTok, it looked like, but she needs just a little more swing. It can be tough to take enough momentum into that, but that is great. She made sure she got it by taking an extra moment there. Fantastic, full clear. We have Sage, Life Force Ninja athlete who's been training here for quite a while. Nice vault up to that platform there, moving with really good intention. Those rings take a little bit of time with that pullback, but Sage is very smooth. Awesome. Got a great amount of time. We're seeing athletes have about maybe 14, 15 seconds getting to that TikTok. I'm not sure that we have seen anyone quicker time to that TikTok yet. So very nice. Great job, Sage. All right, I think we are into our preteen group here, so we will pull that leaderboard up. Okay. We have lots of athletes in different divisions here. So this is just a quick look at where we stand with our preteen. And then our team, male. And we have Amelia getting started. Everything is happening so quick. She's doing awesome, amazing core control on that. Just getting her balance up there, getting ready for this next obstacle. Descent. Might be hard to tell, but those rings do travel downwards, and then we have that nice slider. She has been doing Ninja for 3 years and loves laches. She is so close to the end there. She went for it. That was awesome. Great job, Amelia. I believe she is our only competitor in the young adult female category. That was fantastic. 5 of 6 obstacles completed. And we're getting into our adult female category here. We have Tessa getting ready to start. One of our staff here at Life Force, a coach. She has a son who trains on the team as well, and she's been working hard in our adult class. It is so awesome to see Tessa out here. She's got lots of fans cheering on the side. And she has 2 points under her belt. That was awesome. Ring swing. She's got about 20 seconds left here on the clock. She's going to make sure she gets this one. Getting herself lined up perfectly. Awesome. And she's around the corner. Yes! She got the 5th point, and she just has to see if she can jump right off the TikTok. That was so awesome! 5 of 6 points for Tessa. Excellent run. Gunner getting ready to start. Another athlete out of our adult ninja class. I believe they may have competed in a previous season, maybe a Tier 1 competition. This is the first year we've offered Tier 2. It's been so rewarding and exciting to see everyone come out for this competition. Gunner is looking great out there. Nice strong pulls. Good match on that ring. 2 hands for extra security, and what a stylish dismount from that ring there. A little bit of a twist. Excellent. So close. Fantastic work and awesome spotting on that TikTok from our crew. All right, that was a great run from Gunner, and we're going to check in with our leaderboard here. Excellent. You can see that Tessa and Gunner were very close in time. It is so fascinating to see athletes in the same age group division and how close they might be to each other. We have Jessica coming out of Momentum Movement Academy here with her son Arlo today, who is competing in the kids male group. They just came off of their national finals for the Canadian Ninja League last weekend and right into our WNL regional, and she is doing awesome on this course, looking strong and confident. little extra swing on that ring to the side there, but she was able to straighten it out and make the landing. She has just about, oh, that time is ticking down, just about 5 seconds to try to make this jump to the platform, and can she do it? She was so close, just that one back foot, but very close. Nice fast time. Great job, Jessica. We have one more athlete to go in this group for our speed course, and actually we only have one group. Everyone's all grouped together for Tier 2 since we only have about 20 athletes. We have Venny, an athlete from our adult ninja class here at Life Force. Looking really smooth and focused. Good save there. Venny's only been training ninja for about 10 months. And I believe he was training calisthenics quite a bit before that and came into ninja with a really strong base. He's doing awesome here. Very nice. Whoa, that was so awesome! That was a big jump. That definitely saved him some time, and it was really smooth and such a nice landing. What a great way to wrap up our speed course for today with another full clear. Awesome work, Venny. All right, great work, athletes. That was an awesome speed run. We are getting ready to start on our challenge course, and we'll be getting going very shortly here. So just bear with us, give us a few moments, and we'll be back.
Let's go.
Welcome back. We have everything switched over for our challenge course. We have 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock for all of our athletes running the challenge course. This is all age divisions. The challenge course, as you've noticed, with the longer time cap, is a bit of a bigger course. They will have some more technical obstacles, and it is a completely different course than what they just ran, and it does have a different rule set. So instead of being done with their score once they fail an obstacle, they get to retry, and they get up to 2 retries. However, they do need to retry and complete an obstacle if they fail it. If they don't get it on the retry, then they end the time and scored run, but they can finish within their time cap for fun. And we are going to see this course for the first time here with Arlo. We've got some Bosus to a skateboard, the Life Force staple, and a nice big teeter-totter. Finding the fulcrum there, that was great. Very nice, making sure that he has got those steps. That is some good ninja right there. Very nice. And some reminders from Coach Shaden. It's always nice when you can get some reminders from your coach about where to go. Athletes do have 2 courses that they need to remember. Excellent. We're on to number 4, which is called Oh No, They Swing. And we will see that obstacle get a little more difficult throughout the weekend. If you're watching Tier 1 on Saturday and Sunday, there will be some changes to that. He hit the truss and dropped off the ring. It looks like that might have been considered incidental, even though it was a pretty good hit on the truss. I'm not sure. It sounds like our ref Jaden was. Sounds like our ref was talking to him a little bit. Not sure what happened there, but he's got a moment to take a breath. Maybe we'll get some more details on what was going on there later. He's a little closer. This is a tricky one because the athlete needs to generate their swing in the direction they want to go, and it is not easy from how those rings are hung. So it looks like that was more effective. He's going towards that ring. That worked. That was awesome. It's really fun to see this real-time problem solving on these obstacles. Arlo repping the Momentum Movement Academy t-shirt there. Oh, he dropped the drawbridge. And all they need to do is to jump down to the pit pillow. That is for all age groups, so we might see a ring swing come into play for some of the other age groups. Okay, now he is on to How Are You Feeling, which is our emoji obstacle. I can see those faces. There's a few different emojis up there. The kids, male and female division, are able to use anything they would like to as far as hands and feet go on those emojis. We'll see some differences for mature kids and other divisions. That was an awesome work on How Are You Feeling? And now Arlo is on to Who Doesn't Love a Roller Coaster? I would say this is one of our signature obstacles. Looks like he may have engaged a part of the obstacle that was not in play, but that is all right. He does have another retry to use. Let's see if we can get a little closer in on this action. Awesome. He's going to go, it looks like he's going to go for that quadruped position, the hands and feet, or maybe a kneeling position on that skateboard there, just to be nice and stable. There is a bit of a hill that they need to get over, so a big push is necessary and a little scooch, and oh, that was great. He went for it, and he made it to the buzzer. That was awesome. So for Arlo, that is a full clear, and he made use of his 2 retries. That is a fantastic example of why we love this retry system, this challenge course, because it gives the athletes an opportunity to fix a mistake that they may have made. So fantastic work, Arlo. That was a great way to kick off our challenge course. You can see our lovely resetters out there. We have Olivia and Amelia helping out with our resets today. Thank you so much. Jaden is our ref. We have Tracy on the camera. And Coach Aaron coaching for the Life Force kids. Alright, we're headed back to the start. We'll see who is up next. We actually have the same run order that we had earlier. There we go. Chase is on. Right about now. Getting started on the Life Force staple. Bouncing on those BOSUs. You will need to come back and retry the skateboard. Again, the beauty of this challenge course. You'll notice the clock counted down again. We do pause for the resets, and if it's a quick reset, then the ref will just hit, or no reset, the ref will just hit restart, and it counts the athlete down again. You can see that the clock is ticking. He's going for those double-footed bounces, the frog hops on the skateboard. It was a tricky one there. Good news, Chase will get to continue for fun, and we can see some of these other obstacles. Oh, that was nice. Oh, so close, though. Good save. And this really is the spirit of ninja. When you fall, get back up again, because we all fall. Chase will get a chance to experience the rest of these obstacles. Doing really awesome on the door. Ooh, I do think that was a pretty good landing on that pad. Still would have cleared the frontal plane. Ooh! The spinners, you can see the bearings on those spinners are very good. They spin quite quickly. Getting some tips from Coach Shaden. That was a really nice jump and a good spin around. You can see that hook that first ring is on spun around. We have lots of dynamic moving obstacles in our course today. There goes the drawbridge. This is quite a big jump down. It's a little spooky. He went for a big jump out. I wonder if he was thinking about that ring that was up there. There's a big ring swing up there. And on to the emojis. Oh, nice. That works. Holding on to one side, getting ready for the jump. And on to... Who doesn't love a roller coaster? We can see that hill again. Getting that skateboard up over the top really takes quite a push. It's in a nice rigging position. It looks like he'll be able to... He didn't quite make the jump. Right there. Nice job, Chase. Caitlin Kelly on course. Oh, that was a good catch there. She just had a little bounce back and she'll need to start over. But she doesn't need to go all the way back to the beginning because we did have a point there on that low green block. She's going to land and keep moving forward. That was an awesome fix on that obstacle. Onto the wall. We have some interesting shapes over there, some different shelves and cliffhangers. We will see some different iterations of this obstacle throughout the weekend if you're planning to watch any of our Tier 1 athletes tomorrow and Sunday. Everyone follows the same course paths for the speed and challenge courses. Oh, that was good. She got right over that spinner there. She had a good angle on that and was ready to get that second ring, but she is facing backwards now, which doesn't seem like it will be a problem. She's gonna, when she goes for that third ring, she will likely turn around, and that was an excellent example. There goes that drawbridge. they are pulling on that last ring is on a dropping sky hook, and it activates that drawbridge. So that's why you see it dropping on its own. That was awesome, and she is just cruising through. We are on to How Are You Feeling? The emoji obstacle. Oh, looks like we might be having an issue with that camera there. Apologies. She is on to the sliding part. She'll need to... Yep, there we go. Put a little force into it. That was awesome. Comfortable on the skateboard. And a nice ring swing. For our shorter competitors, this is not too low, but for those who are taller, they really have to crunch their body up, make sure their legs don't hit the ground there, and it looks like she might be striding right into this one. We'll see. She's getting some ideas from Coach Aaron there, some good tips. Oh, she'll need a little more push, but that was really close. You can see the skateboard ride up towards the top of the hill. Wow, she is standing, and she is ready for that jump. And that was so awesome. To the buzzer. Nice job. A full clear with one retry, and lots of love from the crowd. Lots of cheers from her fans on the sidelines. Nice run, Caitlin. We're getting ready for David to start. Great confidence and stance on that skateboard. You can see how he slides in with 1 foot forward, and he's using that technique here on the teeter-totter too, just to make sure he's balanced. That was fantastic. David's making good time on the wall here. Up and over. It didn't look like that barrel spun much for him. Got right through it. This is one of our harder obstacles today directionally, because athletes need to control their body and swing in the direction they want to. And there is that pillar there that looked like he was coming pretty close. From our angle, it was a little hard to tell, but that was really smooth. There we go. When he pulled on that wooden ring, it dropped the drawbridge. And let's see, he has a choice here. He can go straight down to the pad, or mature kids and up can go to that ring there. Actually, I may be mistaken about which division we're in here, but we'll get that sorted out. Nice job sliding right down. Seems to be a series of slidey things there, not a problem at all for David. And into the last slidey thing, coming into the buzzer. That was a good, confident push. Got a little stuck on the hill, and a good early jump and a full clear. No retries. That is a feat that was really awesome. That was a sweet high five. We'll see our full clear icon again. Great job, David. Let's see if we can get our leaderboard going here. Okay, David is in the kids' male group, but we have Finn starting now. Nice work on those strides. Looking strong and confident, Finn. Excellent landings, solid landings. Really important in Ninja. And a little hamster wheel going on the barrel. Was able to make it through. And onto ring around the hook, our tricky directional obstacle. He's getting a direction from Coach Shaden on where to kick. He just slid right by that pillar there. We've seen a few athletes come pretty close to that. And it's It's nice to be able to avoid it so that it doesn't stop their swing. Calculating that direction can be really tricky, but we're seeing some great success on here from Finn. Nice big jump down. Just getting ready to start the emojis here. Oh, that was an awesome jump into the slider. He had some momentum, and he didn't have to wait for it to go. It just went. That's a little bit of a heavy slider there. That's part of the emoji obstacle. Looks like he's getting some instruction from Coach Shaden to get low, to be nice and stable. If he's able to stay on his hands and feet, he'll be able to go from that crouch position to standing and get a nice jump. Just like that. That is so awesome. Excellent. Nice. And a clear for Finn. No retries either. Fantastic. It is so rewarding to see these athletes take on the course, have some good success, enjoy themselves. All right, that put Finn into second there. On the challenge course, because it is quite a bit longer, we're seeing some bigger differences in time, which is very interesting. Nora from Skyhook has started. She's got 1 good point under her belt and 2 looking really strong. We'll see a lot of great athletes from Skyhook this weekend. They usually bring up quite a big crew. Got a number of Tier 2 and Tier 1 athletes joining us this weekend. Excellent. When athletes step right on the top of that barrel, it does not spin much. If they step on the back or far forward on the front, it does get some spin, but it's a pretty heavy object. Nora's making great time on this race. It's nice and efficient. Doesn't look like she took any extra pulls there. Just knew exactly what she needed to get through that. Looks like we're having a little trouble with our second camera. My apologies. We have a great shot here. Stance starting with the feet for stability, and then it looks like she will go back on the skateboard there, but only to the black pad. She doesn't need to do the emoji obstacle again. Very nice. She made that through on her retry. This is why we love the retry system. It honors that as athletes and humans that we make mistakes, and it's nice to get another try. She was jumping onto that skateboard with some great confidence, but she will need more push to get it going. Just off the back there. She'll need to see if she can get her weight a little bit further forward on that skateboard. Great job staying calm. She does have 1 more retry for this last obstacle here. We'll see what she decides to do with her feet. It looks like going crouch to standing. And she got it! That was awesome! She got that last point with some style there. Made use of both of her retries. Got herself a full clear. Nice job, Nora. Elliot is on course. We are going to get to see Elliot retry this first obstacle here. The Bosu balls to the skateboard. Very nice. She made that work. That can be a tricky sliding obstacle. Looks like she engaged the block there that was out of play, but she will get a retry. She gets to go back, and she'll get some good tips from her coach. There can be a lot of details when we run not one but two courses in an afternoon. That was fantastic. She's got the point. She has used her 2 retries, so she'll need to try her best to see if she can get through each of these obstacles, and she is doing really awesome. Fantastic. On to, oh no, they swing? Excellent. Does not swing much for this division, just a little bit. She came into that really nice and square, so it really nice on the top of the barrel, so it did not spin much for her. It was really effective. She's working on getting her angle here on these rings, turning herself around so she can see a little better where she is going. That worked great. When she pulls on that ring, as you can see, it drops the drawbridge. So for this group, they have a choice. They can go down to the pit pillow, or they can use that ring that's hanging up there. She is doing a great job. Running through with some good confidence. She's on to point number 6. How are you feeling? Choosing just to hang from the truss there. That is totally in play for athletes. Not quite on the skateboard there, but she did an awesome job, and she does have a little bit of time, so hopefully we'll see her try the roller coaster. Who doesn't love a roller coaster? Maybe if you get motion sickness, but she's doing awesome. That was a good try there. Really good try. Difficult to get the weight forward there. She went for it. Awesome job. Great work, Elliot. We're going to test our second camera here for a second, so you might see the screen go black. Does look like we're having an issue with that. We'll be back in a moment. We're going to see if we can fix that second camera. We're fixing our second camera. Seems to be a battery issue. We'll be back in just a second. It looks like we might be all good. Oh yeah. Very nice. Okay, getting ready for our next athlete, Reagan. Very sure of her steps for those first couple of obstacles. She slipped off the door right before the landing platform, but she is going to get a retry. She does need to go all the way back and do the entire wall. She was looking really strong on this. Shouldn't be an issue. Just need to see if she can stay on that last door a little bit longer to get to that long black pad that is on the ground there. Excellent. athletes have a pretty generous amount of time, so they can work through any issues they might have and use their retries. There's no penalty for the retry, aside from that it generally takes extra time. She's looking good directionally on these rings. That is a good upstart swing. Nice big kick. And she's backwards, so she'll make a little turnaround as she goes. She turned a little bit early, but it worked great. Pillar is a little bit in the way, though. It looks like it might be in play, which wouldn't surprise me since it is very close to where the athletes are swinging. Very nice. She has dropped the drawbridge, but still needs to get up onto the block. Some good problem solving there. Very nice. She has 5 points and has used 1 retry. Now she's on to How Are You Feeling? Got a nice rhythm swinging down there. Made the landing platform easily. Good skate. We do train a lot of skateboards here at Life Force. And she does need to go back for that nice big push. Oh, so close. Oh, good. Very nice. She pushed a little forward with her hands too. Made it to that pad and cruised in for a full clear. 1 retry used. Great job, Reagan. Check in with some leaderboards here. I believe that was the end of our kids division for the male and female. Let's see here. All right. For our challenge course, we have David in first, Finn in second, Arlo in third, and Chase in fourth there. Great work, guys. And on to our female leaderboard here. Nora, Caitlin, Reagan, and Elliot. Fantastic work. Definitely some close times there. And some great success overall on the courses. Wonderful. We are getting into our mature kids and up divisions, so everybody else will be running the same course. And we'll check in with a run order here shortly. Give us a few minutes and we will be back soon. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in a few moments. are doing a little bit of an overview on some obstacle changes for the next group, which is mature kids and up, all of the divisions. Let's see if we can get a run order going. Yes, wonderful. So we did have Reagan, who just ran. So we'll be starting with Adrian once we get going here. This is our remaining 14 athletes. We are so excited to see them all take to the course here. We'll get an update on the time cap to see if that changes. I don't believe it does. But they do have a few changes to the obstacles. I think we're giving them a couple minutes to talk to the ref and ask any questions they might have.
I want this back if you want me to put it.
Hey, stand over here and start watching the start. Oh, because that's harder. Yeah, then what they were just saying. Hey, grab the front. Once you're over here watching, look over here at the beginning. All right, buddy. You got this. I'll go. Okay. Who's watching? Okay, I got you. I didn't know she had a broke up foot. You're moving pretty good. Yeah. Is it ninja?
Parkour.
Yeah, same thing. At least you went for it.
All right, we're on. Adrian is starting us off for the rest of our divisions. Looking speedy through the beginning of this course. So the remaining divisions, including the division that Adrian is in, this division starts at, it is 9 and 10-year-olds, and then we will see everyone beyond that. We will see preteen. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's right. We will see preteen, teen, young adults, adult, and masters athletes all run in this group. Very nice. Looks like that got a little higher. The second and third rings raised a little bit. Still activating the drawbridge with that wood ring there. And athletes have a choice. They can jump to that big ring swing, which is going to take them right to the landing platform, which would be quite quicker than jumping down to the pit pillow. But they do have options. Right into the emojis there. Ref trying to get the best view. We have some different rules, so this is hands and forearms are allowed to be used on this obstacle, and Adrian is pressing really hard to make sure he gets that. That was really awesome. Straight from the skateboard to that ring swing. And we're seeing the addition of a new obstacle. We didn't see the kids divisions run. This is a cliffhanger obstacle. That was a nice grip from one to the next, and Adrian was lined up really well for that landing. We get 2 extra obstacles. And I realized that we're missing our timer and all of that fun information. So here it is again, and you can see this is obstacle 9, airtime. To the bar and right to the pad. And then from here, the athletes just jump down. Adrian shows the airbag, and they run right over to the last obstacle that we are familiar with. If you have been watching the stream for a few moments and you saw the kids division, we are back at the skateboard. Awesome! Full clear, no retries. What a strong and confident run from Adrian. Way to start off this group. Following Adrian, we will see Oliver from Skyhook. We have a good mix of athletes from lots of different places in this group. We have some Life Force, some Skyhook, some Momentum. We have some Elite Ninja Development that ran in the kids division. I think I may be missing some as well, but we will take a look again. Looking smooth through the wall here. Oh, very close. We've seen this happen on this obstacle. Good news is that Oliver has a retry to use. And he was able to breeze through the first part of this, so I imagine he may be even faster on this retry. A good grip on that door. There is a ledge at the bottom. Ooh, that was a really good save. This division does need to go a little further. They have that cliffhanger and their landing platform moved out. That was a really awesome retry. A wonderful example of why we love the retry system. A little bit of a hamster wheel on the oh no, they swing. And a jump to the rings. We'll see this obstacle get quite a bit harder. The last group just needed to land on the pit pillow. And very nice. A jump of the ring onto the hook. Great generating swing. That looked very smooth. It is fun to see that door drop every time. That is so cool. Opting to jump down to the pit pillow. That will still get the athlete the point. That was a nice roll. Just might take a little longer than jumping to the ring. It's good to choose an option that you feel confident about. Let's see if we can get a better angle on this. Oliver taking a different approach than we've seen underneath. That was great. Nice slide down. Looked like a foot dab on the pad there, so he is going to have to use his second retry. The timer is paused right now. The athletes aren't penalized for time during the reset, and the clock counts them back in. Taking the same approach. That worked really well before, so why change it? Tried to stay up a little higher on that one. It worked really good. Nice job, Oliver. Both retries have been used, so Oliver's going to do his best. Oh, that was a big jump. That was a great try. Very nice. Still has some time on the clock, just about a minute left to see how many of these obstacles he can try. Looking super strong on those cliffhangers. Looks like we have a somewhat generous grip on there. Still not easy, takes a lot of grip strength. Oliver gonna get a big jump out of that T-bar. That was a fantastic grab and a nice throw to that wedge. Into the last obstacle here, the skateboard. That was a great jump in. Nice, very nice. Some great spotting from the coaches. Excellent work, Oliver. Life Force athlete, Milo, coming up. That was a nice skateboard skip. That was a big jump. Instead of sliding the skateboard, he stepped off it and took a big jump. Worked really well. I think that's something that he has been practicing. There's a big stretch there to that ledge. Very nice. Right through. Oh no, they swing. Doesn't seem to be worried about those swinging too much. He's going to take that skyhook and jump around. Do the pivoting skyhook there. Do believe that magnets in so that it doesn't move super easily once they hit the stop. I feel like he needs to redirect his swing a little. That worked great. You can see athletes taking a little extra time to make sure they get the right angle, make sure they get lined up or make the landing. It's a really smart move. He made it, went for the ring swing, and that was awesome. Going under the emojis again. And let's see what he decides to do. He got it started, and he's going for one. He's got a really nice locked off grip there. It looks like that is creeping down there. Took a bit of a long time to make its way down the track, but he held on. And an awesome jump and good timing on that skateboard. There are lots of things at play. Getting your stance on a skateboard, getting the right timing, and a big enough jump to make it off, make it to the object you want to land on. Looks like Milo's feeling good on these cliffhangers here. Getting a little directional advice from Coach Aaron. That was a good pull and landing. Milo has just about 1:20 left. That was a great jump up to the platform there and a confident jump into the T-bar. This one might be tough to get if you don't throw on the way down the first time, which is okay. He's seeing if he can generate a little momentum, but it may be a good spot for him to take that retry. He does have two, and he hadn't used any before, so it looks like he's engaged that. And they are getting ready to reset this obstacle, our crew here. And Milo's going to go back to the start there, which is that block, and wait for the time to count him down. And he'll need to get his legs back and throw! That was really awesome. He hit feet first on that wedge, which allowed him to get his hands in place. Nice, solid hit. Coming down. And it's a good thing this last obstacle is a roller coaster because he said it is his favorite. What a way to end a run. Nice work, Milo. Awesome full clear. Delta's on course. She is running in quick to the start of this course. She's got some great confidence from working on ninja and parkour in our classes here at Life Force. She's making great time across this wall. Well, that is going to be a bit of a reach though, and that door is now swinging away from where she wants to go, so we will see. Getting some directions from Coach Aaron. Push off the wall, and she'll need a big reach. Oh, she leaped off that door. She leapt. She's going to get to retry this obstacle. And we'll see if she can get a little more momentum onto and off of that last door there. Oh, it looked like she was poised to jump, and she made it! That was fantastic. Excellent use of a retry. Sometimes it can be tough on those retries if you do a long obstacle and you just fail at the very end. And that one, she was able to, looked like she was able to be a little quicker even through the wall that time. Oh, so close, just missed that number 4 landing pad by just a smidge. But she's gonna go back. Looks like she's trying to figure something out. Hopefully everything is okay. Alright, Delta did awesome out there. Looks like she may be off the course. It was great to see her give it an awesome go.
Her mom's on there. Thanks for asking. Yep.
All right, Emmy's getting ready to start. She's going to retry that one, see if she can get a little more momentum on that skateboard. Nice, her stance looks really great. It's just tricky once it stops there. That is a tough timing obstacle. Emmy's going to get some time here to see how many obstacles she can do for fun. Check out as much of the course as possible. Nice strides. Good use of the feet on the wall. Keeping the feet high on that wall when there aren't any climbing holds is a really key to having good grip. It can be tricky. Very nice. That first barrel does spin a bit too. It has a little bit of a stop on it. We haven't seen a lot of spin out of that first barrel. The second one though, good amount of spin. Bar up top just takes the athlete right around. She's going to need a big pull up on that skyhook ring to reach that other ring. That was fantastic, really strong. She's going to reconfigure her line here. It's great. Knowing when to take a moment or go back, it's really can be a difficult skill there. That was awesome. The storm might not look as high as it is. That's quite a bit of drop there coming down. It's a really nice landing. Nice press on the emojis. She was going for the tops. That is really tricky. That press position is not a movement position we see a lot of in Ninja. We see a little bit more of it in obstacle design, and we've definitely done some similar press types of obstacles here at Life Force before, but it's definitely very different from the hanging and swinging that really is a staple of Ninja. She's got just shy of a minute to work on the rest of this course. Looking confident on the cliffhangers. Emmy is one of a whole group of athletes that traveled up from the Portland area for the regional here, training on a skyhook just south of Portland. Looks like her body was in the right position for that throw there. Can be tricky to disconnect from something, especially when you're sliding right towards essentially a wall. It's great. She's going to jump right into this last obstacle that looks like the skateboard. Ah, nice try. Great run, Emmy. Good job. Okay, we are on to a run of Life Force athletes here. We have Miko, Oliver, Izzy, Sage, Amelia, Tessa, and Gunnar. Benny, who I'll train here, and Jessica, who trains out of Momentum Movement Academy in Port Coquitlam. So a great group. Miko is on. Looking smooth on these first couple of obstacles. Nice. You'll notice when Miko grabbed onto that handle on the door, they had their body leaned back a little bit, and that was allowed them to get a little extra swing around. That worked really nicely. Really good work on these transitions from Miko. Just kind of moving through, not taking a lot of time in between. Gonna need a big pull-up here. Challenging move. Adjusting the hands. You'll notice that ring has some white tape on it. It is a little grippier than the black part. Oh, that was wonderful. That was a nice swing and pull up. You can imagine the longer you hang on something, the harder it might be to finish the move, do the pull up, or continue going. And it is really incredible to see the perseverance these athletes have. Very nice. And we'll see, does Miko choose to jump to the big ring swing or come down? That was a big ring swing. It was huge. And a big turnaround, but a nice landing. Onto the emojis. Going to be a retry for Miko on that one. Nice, strong press. If you are watching our previous runners, we were talking about how this is a difficult position. It's not something we practice a lot of in Ninja, per se, unless you're practicing very specific obstacles. Ooh, so close. That press is really tough there. So that was a failed retry, which unfortunately is the end of Miko's timed and scored run, but they are going to get to continue for fun. That was an excellent run, a really hard obstacle. Like maybe a bonk on the head there. We hope that they are all right. Looks like Miko's going to continue. Great perseverance and great attitude. Nice direction change with the legs, just based on where that cliffhanger board is. You can see that the kick and the swing has to be kind of overcorrected to go to the direction they want to go. We have seen this before. Sometimes that disconnect from the obstacle, the throw, is tricky. The hands get stuck, especially if they're tired. Sometimes it can be harder to let go. Or we get, not sure about the timing or when to let go. Any number of things can happen there. Looks like Miko's a little stalled out on the hill there. They're going to go back and get a bigger push. It's a nice, comfortable skateboard stance. And a nice big jump. Great work, Miko. That was a solid run. We will have Oliver up next, followed by Izzy and Sage. This next handful of athletes are across all different divisions. It is really fun to have everyone mixed in and running together. Quick work of the first obstacle there, just some bosses and a skateboard. This looks like a very methodical approach to the wall obstacle. Very nice. Looks like Oliver was testing or maybe stopping the spin on that barrel there. Excellent. On to ring around the hook. Needs to take that sky hook, or that ring with him to the sky hook. But he'll be able to leave it behind. There's plenty of rings. Again, this is that spot where a pull-up is required. Very close. He will get a chance to retry that. That's a nice reset from our ref. And Oliver will need to go back to the start of this obstacle. And you'll hear that clock counting and back in. Timer is paused for any reset time, so the athlete doesn't pay for that time, basically. And that was awesome. He went straight from the spin around to that pull-up, and it worked super well. It is so rewarding to see success on these things that are a little bit tricky or don't quite work out the first time. I bet you he's going to go for that big, fun ring swing, even though athletes do have a choice of dropping down. Wow, an incredible body control. Making sure his legs were up off the ground. That was really awesome. He's going underneath on these drum hoppers here. The emoji faces. And elbows. And he's got to press really hard and get his feet in front of him. That was really awesome. One arm! Oliver's got some pretty awesome single arm grip strength, hanging strength. You definitely saw that on that ring swing there. With that grip strength, these cliffhangers are no problem. He's making really good time. He has just a minute and 20 seconds or so on the clock here. He's going to need to make that throw really precisely at the end, and that was good. He made it to the wedge. He knows what he needs to get there. This is going to be his second retry. He's getting ready for when that reset is complete and the clock restarts. This is a little bit of a different format as far as what we usually run for training. So remembering when to restart can be tricky. Excellent work. He's on to number 10. Who doesn't love a roller coaster? That was a good, confident start on that roller coaster. Very nice. And an awesome full clear from Oliver. Both retries used. Fantastic example of why we love those retries. It gives the athlete a little bit of grace for any mistakes they might make. And we really feel like that's what Ninja is about. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to fall. We are getting ready for Izzy, another of our Ninja team. Been training with us for quite a while here. A lot of this group competing in Tier 2 today from Life Force Train with each other. It's great that they've got each other out here cheering on and supporting. And she can make that reach from that board, and nice and high feet on the wall. Coming into, oh no, they swing. If you're joining us tomorrow on the live stream or in person, you will see some changes to these obstacles. Things will get a little bit harder for Tier 1 and as our division ages increase. Nice strong pull-up. Izzy making easy work of ring around the hook, and she's dropping that drawbridge there. Very nice, opting to jump down. And let's see how she chooses to approach these emoji faces. She's going underneath. I imagine she's seen some other people do this. It'd be interesting to know if she had planned to do that or if she planned after she saw somebody do it. It could be the nice thing about watching people on the course, and she has gotten to watch a few. She'll need a little more press on that or to try a different technique. We'll see what she chooses here. Wow, that was a nice dynamic hop move through those. Very cool. She's getting it moving, and she's going to go full press. Oh, so close. Really tough to keep that press and those legs off the ground, but she did really awesome. Nice work, Izzy. This obstacle seems a little bit scarier or harder than some of our others. You're right about that. Obstacles generally tend to get a little bit harder as the athlete gets further through the course. Be a little harder, more technical, a little more exposure, any number of those things. That was a great jump into the skateboard. Nice big jump to the pad and the buzzer for Izzy. Nice work out there, Izzy. Just 6 athletes left. We have Sage at the start. And here we go. Always confident with that footwork. Sage moving quickly through those stride-like obstacles. Looking smooth and dynamic on the wall. Really nice. Pushing through to make it to that landing. That was fantastic. You can see, if you have been watching a few athletes, the height differences. There is some significant height difference. So some athletes needed to jump further to that skyhook, whereas Sage was able to reach out a little bit more. But then when taller athletes are on course, things that are shorter or closer together, ooh, that was very nice, become a little harder in that they have to keep their legs up, and this next obstacle will be one of those things. Very nice. Sage will have to work on keeping his legs up off the ground the entire time. It is very tricky. Holding a press for that long, and that slider with those 2 drum hoppers on it, the 2 emoji faces, it just wiggle a bit. And they have an easier version than what we'll see. It will get harder throughout the weekend. This is still not easy. This is quite challenging. Especially this last part, when these move, they shake. When they're sliding, you can see that shake a little bit. That was incredibly strong. That's okay. This is a separate obstacle. Sage will get a retry, and we'll see if we can get a better look on what's happening here. It needs a big jump. Good timing. A little bit of a graze on the ground with the leg. We call that incidental contact. And the referee deemed that it wasn't something that helped him. If anything, it might have slowed him down a little bit. And so incidental contact is just an incident, and it looks like we may have some... Oh, there we go. That worked out. Looked like our points weren't showing up quite right. That was a full clear for Sage. Awesome work. All right, we are rolling through to Amelia McKnight. She's been out here helping with resets all afternoon. Thank you, Amelia. Big thanks to our crew working hard out there, our coaches, our resetters, our ref. Nice confidence on the skateboard. Amelia's been working hard for a long time, building a really strong ninja base. She's been doing ninja for 3 years, which is a good, solid amount of time. She's looking really smooth on this course today. The Speed Course Connect is kind of a nice warm-up for athletes. A warm-up and hopefully a confidence booster. Sometimes it works the opposite way, but she is really cruising and looking strong. And the nice thing about our regional, about all of the WNL regionals, is that athletes get to run the speed and the challenge course regardless of, they get to run challenge regardless of what happens on speed. We do combine some of their placements from the speed and the challenge. So that is how we will determine the winners at the end. It is the lowest number, sum of the placements. She opted for that jump down and right around to the emojis. How are you feeling? Is what we're calling this one. And she's feeling like going underneath the emojis. She's one of our taller athletes, so that is very impressive as far as core strength and body control. She is getting this thing going a little bit and pushing really hard. I wonder if she'll try to go under or try her elbows on this next one. But that was a good strong press. This is very tricky. She does have to redo the whole thing, which is a lot. This is a lot of upper body strength, a lot of core strength. I can't see her legs super well from this angle, but she was really having to hold them up. Press, press. Oh, so close. She was looking really strong on that. She has had a great run. Lots of cheers from the crowd. And she's going to get to continue for fun. That was awesome. You can see that is a tough distance to clear. That ring was pretty low to the ground. At this point in the course, athletes might be feeling pretty pumpy. A little bit of upper body, fair amount of upper body work there, especially after the drum hoppers. The how are you feeling obstacle. Slide, she had her legs set behind her for the throw. That timing can be tough. And especially if the hands are burnt out, it can be tough to get that timing right on the release. She has 20 seconds left. It looks like she is finished with the course. She did a great job. Nice work, Amelia. Tessa is on. I saw some fun dance moves and she is ready to go. Looking really strong. A great swing around, just set her up nicely for that grab on the ledge. Now on to, oh no, they swing? She's sizing it up. That was great. She knows what that feels like. The second one might feel a little different. It might spin a little more, but she knows what she needs to do. And she's going to use the pipes on the side and go straight to the rings. That was very smooth, nicely calculated. She's got 4 solid points, and she is on to a ring around the hook. Gonna take that skyhook ring and jump it on to the rotating skyhook. Great precision. Nice lock-off strength. She is ready for that pull. That is a long hold. She's looking really strong. Might be a little twisted up here on which hand she wants to grab with. That was very close. She is going to persevere. She's doing great. I think I just heard her say that she doesn't like this, but she is doing really awesome. Come on, Tessa. She's going to take her retry. Sometimes that is a really smart move. Just take it as a loss and do the retry. Sometimes that's the best way to save energy for the rest of the course, and that's what the retries are for. She's going to think about which direction or which orientation her hands are in on this. Looks like she may have switched them so that she can just pull. Not sure if she wants to use her right or her left hand there. We'll see. Oh, super, super close. She is spending a lot of energy on this one. The perseverance is so awesome.
Don't give up. You got it. You got it, Tessa. You got it. Yes!
She is still hanging. This is amazing. She is not giving up. Come on, Tessa. There we go. It's magneted in. She just needs to dig deep. Is there anything left in there? Oh, so close, and she's still hanging. She does not give up. Yes! Our team is training vertical limits this month, so it is possible all of that grip strength work is helping. That was incredible. That is the best save we have seen all day. Lots of cheers from the crowd. Lots of proud friends out there. Under the pad. She's got to run. She's stoked. And she has made it to the emojis. Let's see if she gives them a try. She's going to try them. Looking strong. All right. Nice job, Tessa. Gunnar is our next athlete. Striding right through, confident on the skateboard. They've definitely been practicing a lot of balance in their classes that they've been taking with our adult group. Looking strong on the wall. If you have been watching a number of runners, you will see that wall is starting to look a little different as we get taller athletes. Some of the kids needed to make some dynamic moves, whereas with our adults, they're able to reach a little bit more on those things. That's where that height difference can be an advantage or a disadvantage, depending. Nice wide grip on that ring. We saw a similar grip from Tessa on her run. This rotating unit has a magnet on either side, so it does stick. It's a pretty heavy magnet, but it can come undone. So that's what we were seeing there. This is a nice directional diagonal swing, and that was really effective, generating a little momentum to get up to that ring. Generating the momentum with the swing rather than doing a big pull can be a really smart efficiency move. Save some energy. making their way to the end of the drawbridge. Going for the ring? Going for the ring. That was a beautiful swing and landing. And we are on to, how are you feeling? Each of these round surfaces has a different emoji face on it. We sort of had a little fun with that for this comp. Gunner looking so strong with this press. And a nice swing from the lower body to get some momentum and aid in that direction changing. Great timing on that obstacle, on that whole technique. Getting that unit moving forward a little bit. That wiggle is really just so tricky. I tried this one in testing, and it just shakes your body a little bit so that it makes it hard to keep everything engaged. We're seeing that same technique. It worked really well for them previously. It's good to, oh, so close. It does take a lot of energy. That is a ton of strength there. Great run, Gunner. Awesome jump through. Nice reaches on these cliffhangers here. This is definitely a grippy obstacle to have this far into the course. The idea is that we're testing the athletes here. It does get hard. Into second to last obstacle. Jump to a sliding T-bar and a big lâché cat grab to that wedge. Can be tricky to get that timing there. That was a great try and a nice run from Gunner. Wonderful work. Checking in with our run order here. We have two more. We have our two Masters athletes. We have Jessica and we have Venny coming up next. This is the first season that we have held Tier 2 competitions at our gym here at Life Force Ninja. World Ninja League has been offering it for a number of years, and it has just been so fantastic to see everyone come out for these Tier 2 comps. It's been a smaller group, it's been a mellower competition experience, and we have loved having it and see everyone come out for it. Tier 2 is a great option for athletes who are newer to Ninja. I know Jessica has been competing for a little while, and she is just about ready to start. Just came off a big weekend for the Canadian Nationals up in Port Coquitlam, BC. And she's out here to have fun today. She is doing great. That was a nice swing around on the door. Interesting to notice different body positions between athletes on these. If you've been watching a few athletes, you might see some differences or similarities in how each person completes the obstacles. It is really interesting. Jessica is just about to find out how much these roll and swing. Very nice. She is ready for the skyhook jump. The bit of a reach out, not too much of a jump. But that's all right. She's going to come back. This is what retries are good for. Those sorts of things happen. Very nice. A little bit of a jump and a nice reach out there. And let's see if she goes for a swing or a pull-up. Coach Aaron helping with some directionality. It can be really tricky to change that direction once you're going in one direction. She's going to have to pivot around. That worked really nicely. It was very smooth. She's going to go for that big jump, I believe. Big jump, big ring swing. Nice, strong grab. They get the point on the pillow or the black pad. Doesn't matter which. taking a little break right before the emoji obstacle. It's not a bad idea. Get a little water, a little moment, because this is going to take a lot of energy. This is a big, strong press. Not a movement, a body position we see super often in Ninja. It was awesome. Getting into the wiggly part. These two last emoji faces are on a slider, and it does wiggle quite a bit, but she looks so solid on that. Made that one look really, really smooth. Nice big jump. That is a pretty low ring, and so this is where being a taller athlete, an adult, as opposed to being a kid or shorter athlete, is that with that low ring swing, they don't have as much room for their body. So what is needed is a big tuck up, feet in front. If there was a brush of the shoe, it was deemed incidental, and that would be if the athlete's shoe just brushed the mat. It was a little hard for me to tell. Maybe you were able to see, but the ref called that good. Just a brush on the mat that didn't actually aid the athlete in finishing the obstacle. So we do allow for incidental contact. It happens. She is doing awesome. She is on obstacle 8 with her time ticking down. I'm going to see how far she can get through this air time obstacle. It was a great throw. She got her feet out there. Very close. I bet if she did that a second time, she would be there. Nice run, Jessica. Fantastic work. We have Venny hitting the course, our last athlete of the day. Masters male, holding it down for the Masters male. Our only Masters male for Tier 2. Nice strides. Good smooth start to the course. Always a nice way to start a course. We do try to ramp the obstacles up in difficulty so they start on the easier side. Still, probably not easy. Can be challenging, and then get a little harder, a little more technical, a little more exposure as they go through the course. Venny looking strong on these upper body obstacles. Very close to that. Like the timing is just a little bit off, but he knows what he needs to do. He felt how that took him around that rotating bar. He was waiting for the reset there and the go-ahead from the ref. Let's see what he needs here. That was it! That was awesome. It's a little hard to see with that pit pillow in the frame there, but the ref is keeping a really close eye on where feet are landing, and that was good. Very nice. He's been working hard on the directional things. It's great to see success on these obstacles that involve body control and direction out here. He gets the point on either the blue pit pillow or that black pad, and he had an awesome ring swing onto this nice, strong press. I think all of Venny's muscle-up work really helps him with that movement position, that big press. That looked like not an issue for him at all. There was a big jump out to that ring, though, from the skateboard, and we'll see if he can adjust his timing. So when he jumps from the skateboard to the ring, oh yeah, that was really smooth. So he has used 2 of 2 retries that he has, and he will need to be as accurate as he can. He's going to try his best, and he is looking really strong on these cliffhangers. Excellent. Into the second to last obstacle, and he has a great amount of time left. He has 1:30, which is plenty for him to finish these next 2. The timing on this is going to be the tricky one. He needs to get his throw at the end, meaning how he leaves that T-bar, and that was great body position, and he was so close on that. Just need to hit the feet a smidgen harder on that wedge face. That was a fantastic run from Venny. Very nice. That was excellent. We are done with our runs for Tier 2. I'm going to give us a quick cruise through the leaderboards because we have lots of different divisions. We have a small number of people in these divisions. Benny's just finishing up his course there with a nice smooth skateboard. Let's take a look at our leaderboard. And I'm sorry to say we don't have a combined leaderboard for flow and for the speed combined together.
Let's give a big round to all our competitors.
Let's just take a quick look at our Masters leaderboard for the challenge course. We have Benny with 8 points.
After we do awards, we'll have some redemption.
We have
So wait.
Jessica with 8 points as well in Masters Female. For adult male, we have nobody.
Alright. Hang tight. We'll get awards going.
Let's see here. We will skip over those divisions that we don't have folks in. For young adult female, we have Amelia McKnight with 5 points. For teen male, we have Sage with a clear 10 points. For
Thank you so much.
preteen male, we have Oliver with 10, a full clear, and Miko with 5. For, excuse me, as I click through these, make sure we have athletes in these divisions. Izzy with 5 points. For preteen female, we have Adrian, Milo, and Oliver in mature kids. Very nice work. Mature kids female, we have Delta with 3 points, and we have Emmy. Very nice work out there. We have in challenge for kids male group the top 3 with 8 points, and it all comes down to time, and there are some very interesting differences there. Nice work, guys. And on to our kids female. We have some great number of clears, the top 3 with clears. Wonderful job. Great job, athletes. We are done for the day with Tier 2. If you are planning to join us tomorrow on the live stream or in person, we will have Tier 1. And we are running, let's see, it will be kids and mature kids. And we have a big female wave that includes all of the female divisions except for the elite female. And that will be a lot of fun. So we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And that is it for our live stream today. Thank you so much for joining us.